Welcome to Salento with Love. I'm Davide Mengoli, and Palazzo Corigliano is moving forward. Episode 4. A lot of things are happening on site. Well, it's such a large site, so you just have to make sure that you follow it through in the right order. So today, actually, in this particular video, I would like to talk about a particular aspect that is very important when you are in areas or when you are tackling properties which they were built before a damp course was actually invented, created, or became compulsory to use on new construction. What are we really talking about? Well, back in them days, they would just dig the foundations and they would just put the first block and start building up, to end up with a beautiful building like this. But also at the same time, because the technology wasn't there, maybe the knowledge wasn't there, they didn't take into consideration the fact that the blocks that they were using, the stone that they were using, in this particular case, tufo, limestone, or in some other cases, depending on different parts of Italy or even the world, a different type of stone. They didn't take into consideration that natural stone sucks up the moisture out of the ground. So what a lot of people may define as dump is not really dump, but it is dump. But what it is, it's a rising dump. It's literally the stone pulling it up and then throwing it out there as a result of different temperatures, change of temperatures. And so, unfortunately, you may have patches appearing all over the property as a result of it. So how do you fix it? Well, let's see what's going on here. So what really happened here, that up to 1.5 meters from the ground, and it's not a particular measure that it gets decided by any calculations, but it's really a good practice. So we are talking about 5 feet from the ground. All the original plaster, it's been hacked off. So here where you see the black, it's because they've already been applying the new plaster. So this, you can imagine, it's all done by hand, and you either use the hammer or you use an axe, and all of this needs to be removed. So obviously, first of all, it's hard labor removing all of this. Also, you produce a huge amount of rubble that then needs to be disposed properly. So a lot of people like to avoid this, and they think that by using different mechanisms or by using different type of paint, they can avoid the issue. But all they are doing is prolonging the pain and the suffering, because as soon as you paint, within a month or two, you're going to start having patches appearing. Now, the process, well, it is a complex one, because first of all, like we said, you need to remove all the plaster, and that's what they've done here. And after the plaster has been removed, depending on the stone that is on the other side, a special primer needs to be applied. This would allow the plaster to stick firmly to the stone. In some cases, they need to hack the stone to create a key for the new plaster to actually stick to the stone. Otherwise, within a few years, that may come off as well. So it is really an incredible amount of work that needs to be done before the new plaster gets applied. So the process is using the modifying plaster. Well, here we have the bags, and this material, it's the mappe. Well, for anybody who's familiar with construction in Italy, they probably recognize mappe, which has become an international brand. Now, we only use the best. So this is the mappe dehumidificante. So what this does, Well, retains the water and stops the water from going through. Now, is this a fix forever? No, but it's a fix for many, many, many years. And the process is to actually hack it all off like it's been done. Then after that, a first coat gets applied. So we can see that over here. So in this particular area of Palazzo Corigliano, we are in the kitchen. And you may think, you know, why taking off the plaster? Everything is going to be behind the cabinets. No one is going to sit. Yes, but the mold and everything is going to happen behind those cabinets, which are then not going to last for years. And plus you may get the smell as a result of mold growing behind. So the decision was made. So the first part of the job after it's hacked off is to apply the demidifying plaster as a rough coat. It fills up all the gaps. But then you are thinking, what are these bars? Well, I'm going to show you the bathroom upstairs, but these are very important to fit. I mean, in this particular case, we're not tiling, but still, cabinets are going to go across. So it's important to have a wall that is dead straight. Now, how do you manage to get a wall dead straight? Well, you do it by fitting to the wall those lines, and then when they put the final coat, they need to come in line. But I'll show you a bathroom upstairs. So after this process is done, that is let to dry, and the final coat is actually applied. Quindi questa è la mano finale, vero Antonello?
Questa è la finale del umidificante.
Il dehumidificante, e poi dopo ci sta.
Poi c'è la rivestimento e poi 2 mani del conice.
Sempre dehumidificante. Sì.
Non come quell'altro, quello è per l'altro materiale.
So the process continues. So once this dries, and you see we've got the lines in there making the wall absolutely straight. After this dries, it gets sanded down, and then 2 coats of the fine demidifying plaster get applied over the top. So incredible amount of work that needs to happen in order to guarantee really a dry environment. Well, we are down here. Well, I know it's probably going to be in another video, but the big door is gone off because we needed to start creating the gaps for the underfloor heating, because upstairs has already happened. So we are really creating the space. Also, the garden has been leveled. So you may remember in the previous video, so the garden has been leveled. 170 tons of this material has been delivered just to level this area here. But what about upstairs? Well, I'd like to show you what's been happening upstairs before I wrap up this video. So the underfloor heating upstairs has happened. And here we are. What can I say? This actually is going to be a very special space with a shower fitted right in the center. And the space here has been left so when the actual cement gets poured in, then they'll do their magic making sure that. But we're not here to talk about the other stages. I just wanted to concentrate in this particular video on the plastering. So it's really so important when you are actually spending the money and doing a fantastic job to make sure that the walls in the bathrooms are absolutely straight. How do you do that? Well, it is really a pain because you need to hack everything off and then replaster everything. And this is exactly what happened to these 2 large bathrooms upstairs. Everything was hacked off and then the new plaster has been applied, and the strips are actually fitted in there, guaranteeing a super flat surface. Now, the type of plaster that has been used up here is not the demidifying plaster that we were talking downstairs. Now, the difference is huge. If you think that one of those bags downstairs cost up to about 25, 27 euros per a bag. You know, with a bag, you only do a little area. When you put it on, I mean, it goes very quickly, 20 kilograms, boom, done. And this is only probably 5 or 6 euros per a bag. But why can you use a different plaster up here? Well, because we're on the first floor. So the dump, the rising dump, doesn't have all that force to get all the way up to the second floor. So when you're getting into the second floor, then you can use the normal plaster. But really making sure that the walls are absolutely dead straight, plumbed, ready to be tiled. Now we're into the master bathroom. Well, what can I say? Well, I would like to finish the video. Today is the 8th of March, a tribute to all the women in the world. It's Women's Day, so when you watch this video, time is gone. Lived in the UK for 30 years, over 33, and it's snowing today in London. Well, here I'm sweating. We've got 20 degrees, beautiful blue sky. You wonder why people choose Salento. And after you've renovated a property to this standard, well, then you've got the amazing comfort of what the house and the palazzo and the outside of your house is going to give you, and what the climate has got to offer, which is amazing climate, beautiful beaches, amazing green, loads of vegetables, loads of fruit. Look at this. It grows. Look at those lemons over there. It's fantastic. Magic land. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember, little educational. If you are refurbishing a property and you are on the ground floor, then it is worth to think about spending the extra money to hack off the old plaster and treat the walls with a demidifying plaster. It will really save you a lot of problems in years to come. Well, I hope this was of help to anybody who's thinking of renovating a property in Italy, an ancient property, giving life back to some beautiful properties that have been left, some forgotten beauties that have been left there waiting for you. Until we get to the next episode, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Subscribe to the channel, make sure you do that. Don't just be a viewer, subscribe to the channel, press the little bell, and stay safe wherever you are.